Our top story tonight. If the past is any indication, infrastructure is going to be a talking point for the president at tonight's US State of the Union. It'll be big in Congress this week too. White House Democrats are going to hold infrastructure hearings on Thursday. On New Day this morning, the White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders stressed that political parties need to work together to bring reform.
Infrastructure is one of the easiest ones for us to look at. Everybody in this country knows that we have crumbling bridges and roads that need to be fixed. We also have a technology infrastructure that needs to get better, whether it's securing networks, whether it's protecting our tech infrastructure. Those are things that Republicans and Democrats agree on. They know we need to work on.
The US Chamber of Commerce says now is the time to invest in infrastructure. Joining me now, Clarence Anthony is the Executive Director for the National League of Cities. He chaired a meeting with the Chamber this morning. Good to see you, sir. The problem with infrastructure is everybody says, oh, we really must do something about it. And A, how is it paid for? And B, who's going to get on and do it?
Well, I mean, you know, the National League of Cities and the U.S. Chamber agree that this should be the priority for the administration as well as Congress. It's a nonpartisan issue. It's about jobs. It's about getting water and bridges fixed in America. And we realize that if we have not been doing it over the past year, it hasn't been getting done. We want Congress and the administration to work together in a nonpartisan way to get an infrastructure plan.
You know, we talk about this, and I know perhaps the analogy is a poor one, but in the last month, I have been through London, which has world-class tube where they've invested billions into it. Expensive to work, but Zurich and Switzerland, you know the Swiss roads, going through appalling conditions, and Finland and Helsinki, which has stunning bridges and stunning roads and airports. Now, if they can do it, why can't the US?
Well, I think that the U.S. Government has been committed in some sense, but not enough. I mean, we have a D+ when it comes to investments. I think that for local leaders, mayors and council members all of America, when they go to the grocery store, when they go to the post office, people are saying, I'm driving on roads that have potholes. My drinking water is not up to standard. And what we're saying here as the U.S. Chamber, as well as the National League of Cities, is that we're tired of the Band-Aid discussions. We need a bulldozer. We need jobs. We need businesses to get invested. And I think that this is the issue that the administration and Congress can get together on.
All right, but if a man who can build towers can't build roads, in the president, do you say that this is the time when it can get done? Because the president is a developer, he does know construction, he does understand infrastructure, and he can bully to get it done.
I think this is the time, and I think we're looking for the State of the Union address to be that kickoff for this real commitment to infrastructure. It's easy to talk about it, but I can tell you city leaders have used bond issues. They've used the P3 process. They've used assessments on water and sewer infrastructure because they can't wait for the federal government to get it done. What we're saying is that we need a partner at the federal level. We need the administration as well as Congress in a nonpartisan way to get back to work.
Clarence, everybody I speak to when I travel and they visit the United States, they say, beautiful country, lovely people, like the food, weather's not bad. The infrastructure is that of a developing world.
Yeah, I hear that too, and I travel abroad, and I can tell you that it is not where I think it needs to be, but I will say that city leaders aren't waiting, but we need a partner. And I know that sounds like a messaging point, but I will tell you, San Antonio is stepping up, investing in their infrastructure, the fastest growing city in America. We look at Miami, Florida, they are investing themselves, but we can't do it alone. So we're waiting on the president in this message tonight to say the #1 thing that he wants to focus on is infrastructure, because it is about jobs. It's about creating communities that people want to live. So I'm excited, hopefully, to hear that, but not only to hear it, because talk has been, we've been talking about this for years. What I want to see is some action. because we can't afford to keep talking.
Good to see you, sir. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Come back again. And indeed, infrastructure is exactly the #1 issue that you say concerning that you want to hear from tonight's US State of the Union. The economy, infrastructure, trade, and immigration. We've closed the voting, but infrastructure is a majority. It's an absolute majority. 53% of you say that.